how much is His love for us we turn within into our hearts towards Him, He who sits in our heart altar, and He makes Himself the Lord of the universe, makes Himself available to us. And when we get so caught up as humanity in our pride that this world starts to resemble more and more a hellish experience, then He Himself comes in the form of an incarnation, in the form of His Son, to cleanse us of our pride, to cleanse us of our foolishness. His love for us is immense, and as we gather on this holy day of the birth of Lord Krishna Himself, may we all feel His love in our heart. May we get a taste of what we are turning away from when we become selfish, when we get attached to Maya. He is the source of all bhakti. He is the source of all jnana. It's okay. Take your time. Don't worry.
Father, I'm sorry, but you missed my message. Sorry to interrupt.
No. Okay. No, it's okay. It's completely fine. Don't worry. We often say in Satsang that if Krishna was sitting in this room, where would we go? As a metaphor for the fact that he is sitting in your heart. His presence is right here. So along with the outer remembrances of and expressions of our devotion to him, let us find the truth in this fact that his presence is right here with us. And mostly in our lives we are concerned with everything else except that, except God's presence in our heart. And this mistake of taking him for granted, let us resolve today not to make again after this. All his bhaktas have shown us the highest form of bhakti, whether it is Ma Radha, Ma Mirabai, Sudamaji, Arjunji. In their various colors and textures of love for Krishna, they've shown us that God accepts us in every way. As a beloved, as a friend, as a servant, as a child. All we have to do is turn towards him, turn towards his light, turn towards his presence, and offer up everything that we have. And Lord Krishna doesn't shy away from expressing himself, making his presence visible and available to us if we were to turn towards him wholeheartedly. The same one that grew up in Gokul, the same one sits in your heart right now. The same one that one look towards him could make you lose your mind in his love, completely drown in his presence. So much so that when Ma Mirabai in her previous life got married to a man in Krishna's village, her mother actually warned her before she went to his village, saying, "Don't look at Krishna because you will fall deeply in love with him." And because she picked, in a way, as a child, she didn't realize, but she picked worldly advice that we all hear on a day-to-day basis, not to fall too deeply in love with God. Then her heart's longing was left unfulfilled in that lifetime, and she had to return in the form of Ma Mirabai and spend her entire life longing and loving Lord Krishna, asking him to accept her fully in the most divine love, in the most divine union. What stops us from living in that way? Why are we holding back on our love? Isn't it for the same reason that Ma Madhavi had to? Worldly advice and worldly compulsion. If you were to live not as if, but in the recognition of the fact that he is here, what loneliness, what anxiety, what lack of companionship, what better friend, what better beloved, what better father, what better child can we need? Do we want? That the Lord of the universe allows us to be with him is the greatest privilege that we forget in most moments because of Maya. That you can feel him right now, that you can love him right now, and that love is reciprocated a million times over. What else can we ask for in life? But to meet Krishna, Ram, Jesus, Allah in this way. Why do we feel that this kind of love is not for us? That this kind of bhakti is too crazy, it is too far out? Why do we feel that he will not allow us to lead a life which is the most auspicious? Why do we believe that we know better what our life should be like? So whether you look at the life of Ma Mirabai or Saint Teresa of Avila, Both of them consider the Lord to be their husband, wedded to the Lord. Why do we feel that this cannot be our great privilege as well? To offer our heart to God Himself is the highest gift we can give to ourselves. So let's truly ask ourselves, is He not here right now? Has His Leela stopped from those days? Or this is still His Leela going on? And suppose you say that I look within but I can't find Him. Will you trust this foolish old man to tell you that it needs a little more patience and a little more courage? That His love for us is immense, but He knows how much to feed us when. And we just have to trust that. If the Lord can be our beloved, can be our parents, can be our best friend, can be our child, what could be missing from our lives? What can we accomplish in the world that can be a good enough replacement for this holy bond in our heart? So magnanimous is His love for us that He allows us to meet Him in the way that we want. Whichever way we want. Swami Ramsukdarji said, or was it Hanuman Podarji who said that God is the only thing you can find just by turning towards Him. You can attain. Even things of the world you cannot attain just by turning towards them. But all that is needed is for us to turn towards Him, be with Him, and not lose patience, not lose faith. You know what is the best way to love the world? Not the way we usually think. The best way to love the world, our brothers and sisters in the world as well, is to love God first and let His love be reflected, be offered from our heart to everyone. What we do instead is that we attach ourselves to things of the world and people of the world, and then whatever little time, attention, focus, love we have left, we say, okay, now this is for God. I have taken out 1 hour for prayer, which is not bad, it's very beautiful. You must. But you feel that that is just the leftover love that you can give to God. How about if we switch it? Give all your love to God in your heart, whichever way you want to, whichever form appeals to you, you pick. And see then whether your presence in this seeming world becomes more full of love, more full of joy and laughter. But if you were to pick between who to offer the main course to and who to give the leftovers to, let's switch it around. Let's offer God our main course, and whatever is left then is His prasad. It's got His fragrance, it's got His perfume, it's got His light. What better gift can you give even to the world than to be a bearer of His light, of His love? See? So on this auspicious holy day, let's really look if these great bhaktas and sages across all generations and in all cultures fell so deeply in love with the Lord, whichever form, whether it is Krishna, whether it is the Krishna of the Bhagavad Gita, whether it is Bal Gopal, whichever form, then is this love not available for us? Are we too scared to meet Him in our heart? So isn't the story of Madhavi ji the story of our life in some way? That because of our fear and our social conditioning, we don't fall deeply in love with God, and then we have to long for Him maybe for lifetimes. You see? You may say that, but He was there in her time. He was there in her time. But I am telling you that He is here in our time. More intimately here than ever before. In your heart, He lives. And it's all a question of time. So imagine, and I'm borrowing heavily from the interior castle, but I'm going to make some changes to that metaphor. So imagine that Lord Krishna is sitting in your house, in the room called your heart. He's sitting there. But you have other rooms. You have eyes is one room, ears is one room, nose is one room, all your senses one room. Your hands, actions, one room, your feet moving, one room. All of these are separate rooms. And we all know where you want to be. You want to be in your heart. See? But like most mothers, at least in India, who won't sit and have dinner with you at the dining table, who just love to come from the kitchen and say, I'm going to finish this, I'm going to finish that, I'm going to feed you, I'll be here. We are going from room to room trying to finish all our other so-called work, while God waits us in our heart. You see what I'm saying? He's right here. Where are we? You see? And if his presence is not palpable, you see, then that needs faith, that needs trust. Okay? The only value in calling me Father, Big Brother, Ananta-ji, Guruji, whatever words, beautiful terms of endearment that you use, the only value of that is that you can trust this one, that he is telling you the truth about this. That he lives in your heart in the form of the Atma within. And that Atma itself is Ram, Krishna, Jesus, Allah, Sadguru. That Atma itself is it. And the Atma itself will reveal himself to you, herself to you in all ways. As the Divine Mother, as the Divine Father, as the Beloved One. But we have to stop running around all over the house and go and sit in our hearts. It's coming to me that a few days ago, it occurred to me that there's a bhajan of lamentation where we are pleading with Krishna saying, "O Kanhaiya, yaad hai tumhe hamari." Where we are pleading with the Lord saying, "Why have you forgotten me? Do you remember me at all?" But you know what we are actually lamenting? We are saying like that. You see? We are saying like that. We are complaining. We are throwing the tantrum that you have forgotten me. But actually we are lamenting the fact that we forgot him. And I'm telling you that although he lives in your heart, but if you're too busy with your eyes, he will reveal himself to you even there. But to point you back home, not so that you can live there. Whatever you are busy with, he will show his signs to you there. If there is that mustard seed worth of faith. But we have to turn. We cannot wait for that to happen to turn. If our true heartfelt endeavor is to be with him, is to love him with all our heart, and if we are finding that difficult, then he will help us every step of the way. You see? There is nobody who said, "I tried with all my heart," or even half my heart. There is nobody who can say, "I tried even a little bit, but God just left me. He did not help me, He did not guide me, He did not bring me to Himself." But why do we forget Him? What is so great about what this world can offer? What is so great about what this world can offer? What is the relationship that you want in the world that God cannot give you? Why do we go running from place to place, knocking every door, but the door within So which lifetime is this one going to be? Is this going to be the Madhaviji lifetime, which is also glorious, but you get what I'm saying? Or is it going to be the Mami Rabai lifetime? Which lifetime is this going to be? Are you going to shy away from him because the world told you so? Or can we not take him to be our everything, the Lord of our life, that he actually already is? But can we not recognize that truth for ourselves in this life and try to emulate the lives of these beautiful sages? Which life is this going to be? Suppose this was the moment you had to decide. There's another common misunderstanding, I feel at least, maybe I'm the one misunderstanding, but the way I see it at least is this, that especially with our love for Krishna, we feel that it's just fun, you see, because he's so naughty, he's full of fun, you see? And it is true that once you come to him, his joy is beyond compare. But remember that to come to him is a lot of serious work. If you look at Ma Mirabai's life, you feel like she had a lot of fun? In a way, you see, because the love for God is so much fun. It's just joyful in its expression, but not the way of fun that we make it to be in the world. You see, it's all maze karo, holi khelo, that kind of fun, where God is forgotten very easily. There's a deeper place in which, from our love for Him, from our joy that comes in our heart, then the outer expression becomes like that. But most of us, we short circuit that whole part. We just want the joy of it instead of the serious work that it is. Why am I calling it serious work? Nobody wants to come to a satsang and hear about serious work. It is serious work to transcend yourself. To love God deeply, you have to get over yourself. You have to remember Him constantly. You have to turn towards your heart, turn away from Maya constantly. You see? So this prasad, this joy, happiness, let that be after your darshan. Don't rush for the prasad too soon. For now, just long for Him, love Him deeply, as much as you can in your heart. He will help you every step of the way. But you literally have to cut off your head and offer it to Him as an offering. And even that won't do, because our physical head is not worth that much. To give everything that you take to be yours. What do you take to be yours? Everything that you take to be yours, offer it to God. Make it His alone. Huh? Don't make it His and constantly be checking on it. That's what we do. I gave God my heart. Now see what's happening. Now see what's happening. And if that complaining or tantruming comes, then give that also to Him. But carefully. Don't let your prayer life become an exhibition of your pride. Make your prayer life your real, true humility. And then you'll see the magic that. So, Sudamaji was one of his best friends growing up. And I may be very wrong about these stories, and because I'm not at all qualified to share them, but so feel free to correct me. But Sudamaji was one of his best friends growing up, and then Lord Krishna, then in his worldly form, became a huge king. Huge king of Dwarka. And Sudamaji was in deep poverty. There were many times where he and his wife didn't have food to eat. But his love for Krishna remained very strong and intact. So his wife one time cajoled him and said, "Why don't you go and meet him? Maybe he can help you." And Sudamaji felt a bit uncomfortable. He said, but he's such a big king, will he even remember me? I am nobody. And how will I go meet him? What do I have to offer? Anyway, so for whatever reason he got convinced and he went. And it's such a beautiful story that as soon as the Lord found out that his friend, his Sakha had come, he rushed to the gate and washed his feet and welcomed him as if he is the new king of the land. The friend who felt such a deep love for him in the heart, but felt like, why will Krishna look at me? I have nothing to offer him. What do we have to give to God? We all feel that somewhere. So, remember that our taking one step towards him, he will rush towards us. But we need that humility of Sudamaji, we need the love of Mirama, or at least our attempt to emulate that to the point 1%, or even much less than that, that we can try. That's all that is needed, that innocence, that love, that humility. And perhaps the most difficult, at least here, what was the most difficult was the accepting of God's will above every other human standard that we can make. Whether it is ethics, morality, right or wrong, good or bad. He has showed us that we are too tiny to understand how the world works, what is right and wrong, what is good and bad. And throughout his life, he has shown us that God knows best. And our intellect, our worldly ideas, at least mine did, a lot of resistance and questioning about how could he have done that and how could he have done this, presuming that I knew even a little bit about what he could see, that if things had gone another way, then what would happen to this world? And what was needed for all of us, his children at that point, is exactly what he did. So much like the story of Abraham and Isaac, where to accept his will as the only true standard of dharma is a deep understanding. Because if you know the human intellect, you know what it could have done. So if he had told Arjuna, no, you cannot fight, you have to be compassionate towards all living beings and you become a sadhu, we would have glorified that story also as the next Buddha or the previous Buddha. Isn't it? Now he said, okay, now he told us to do our duty and that is the teaching. So in our tiny attempts to make sense out of everything, we frame it according to what we want. But why is that incident on the battlefield where he told Arjuna to fight, what is the highest learning there for me is that not what he told him to do, but the fact that as Arjuna was a friend of God, as friends of God, as devotees of God, as bhaktas of God, our job is to follow His will more than anything else. And many times, because we have such a limited view, it will not make sense to us. And yet, to not go our own way, but to wait and to be guided by Him. And if we are in doubt, then to wait even more, because He does not say that I will just guide you once, because He knows our doubting mind. So to have patience and to just wait with Him for it to get clearer and clearer in our heart, and that being the way to live, is a very important learning from Lord Krishna's human play. That if it needed just rationality and sensibility, then we don't need His presence to guide us. You see, if it is all rational, then we don't need faith. So I suffered from this pride where I thought that I can judge Lord Krishna about what is right and what is wrong. Oh, foolish child that I was and am. We must not fall for these traps. Learn from the mistakes of this one so that you don't repeat them yourself. Like Job, we cannot understand why God does what He does. I took this example and I'm learning a lot from having Aslan in our life and house. So I was sharing with one child that no matter how much we try and explain to Aslan why he is getting that injection, that shot, he will not understand. See, he does not have the capacity to understand. He just has to come to a place, hopefully one day he will, that he trusts us enough to say, if my parents are doing this, then it must be for my good. Hopefully that much he'll be able to understand one day. What is the message in that for us? That we are too tiny, our intellect, our mind, our worldly at least aspect is too tiny to really fathom the play of God, the play of Brahman itself. The development of trust, the development of faith is what is needed in our life. Not an understanding of why does he do this and why did he do that, why does he not do this. Because we can waste our entire life in this. And most of us, like only humans, have this tendency, hopefully, that we have the potential to resent on the basis of our limited understanding for our entire life. We can hold on to a resentment even against God because we think that we know better. Can you imagine how it would be if Aslan started hating us because of the injection for the rest of his life, just because he could not understand that it's for his own good, for his own health. But humans have that possibility. So how deep is our faith in God? How deeply do we trust Him? And that is when our love transforms into devotion, servitude. I think Swami Chinmayananda, one very nice Swamiji shared the story that in the world at least we may love but we may not trust. We may love our children a lot but we may not buy their story when they said, I've done it, it's all fine, I've studied well. You see, we may not trust them. Or there may be others that we may trust but we may not love. Like people at work, we may feel like they're good colleagues, we may say, yes, if you're saying it must be fine. But you may not love them. But with God, you have to love and have full trust, full love and full trust. That is devotion. Even in our lives, with our partners, we may love them a lot, but we may not trust them. We may not trust them that they will follow through or keep up on their promises. We may not trust them. But with God, we can fully trust. He is the most faithful. That He makes Himself available to me, what other sign of faith do I need? So can this be the day today that all of us commit to handing over our life and our full heart to God alone? Can it be? Yes. Now allow His love to take over our life, and I promise you that that love that will flow through you as His instrument and will come to you as His devotee, as His beloved, is unmatched in this world. So can we make this Sri Krishna Janmashtami an eternal Janmashtami? And of course, like I said, love Him in the way that you want. Love Him as Ram, love Him as Krishna, love Him as Jesus, love Him as Allah, love Him as Vaheguru, Sadguru, Devi Ma. Love Him in any way that form of expression, that form of love, whether it's friendship, whether it is love, whether it is being a child of God, or it is being a parent of God. If you look at the parents of all the incarnations, you will see that they were big devotees of the child that they gave birth to. Whether it is Ma Devki or Yashoda, or all the mothers of Ramji, Kaushalya, Sumitra, Kekai, Kaushalya, Subhadra. Subhadra was Krishna's sister. It's okay, it's okay. Or whether it is Mother Mary, Saint Joseph, same way Vasudev ji, Dasharat ji, in their love for God, they became his big disciples, big devotees. I don't know if you can say disciples, but devotees at least. So you choose the form in which you want to love God. Which way does God appeal to you? Because God realizes very well that He is too vast for us to fathom. So whichever way we approach Him, He accepts that. You may say that I want to love Him as pure presence. Okay. Love Him as pure presence. You may say, I want to love Him as Nirguna itself. Okay, try. I don't know how you will do that, but you can try. Nothing stops you. Your attempt to love is what is important. But never make the mistake of thinking that your way is better. And definitely never make the mistake of believing that your way is the best. That we know any better as to how to love God than our brothers or sisters. The pride can come in very deeply in this. Imagine if all the religious movements in this world, they did not have any animosity or hatred towards any other religious movement. Because actually there is no reason to. There is no reason even to say that there are different religions. We should all say that all these religions are one religion. With just different ways, different methods. Like even in every religion, there are so many pathways to God. We should just look at that which we call religion as pathways to God. So much animosity and so much trouble in the world is caused, and so many wars have been fought, and so many brothers and sisters have been killed for needless stupidity. Just because my pathway to God looks a bit different than yours, who is to say which one is the best? And we do this in everything, and that is the contrast between living a life which is full of love for God versus a love for me. Because that me is so unstable, it wants validation, approval, constantly being told that it is right. It is a hellish life that we create for ourselves. Let all that dissolve in your love for God. There's a question, Father, can you love God in the form of the Guru? Thank you. Yes, you can. But the biggest expression of love for the Guru is to try and meet their instruction, follow what they are pointing to, because they will point you to the love for God. But no Guru, and I'm nobody to advise any Guru, but no Guru should fall into the trap of taking the devotee's devotion personally or making it about themselves. Because then we fall into the Ravan trap. Only God is the giver of life. Only God can bless our heart with the Atma, with the Holy Spirit. No sage, no matter how great, can bring life into this world or take life away from this world. And that is why the sages recognize their full unity and recognize their continuing distinction, and that is why all sages are great servants of God. As far as this man is concerned, please don't, is not at all worth printing a photo of or doing any of that stuff for. Just follow whatever little bit, as an elder brother, I'm telling you that just follow little bit that you can. That's my limited role. In front of the magnificence of the Holy Presence, this outer expression doesn't at all fit any standards of Gurudom or any fancy thing like that. Shall we sing some bhajan? Although I said that it's not fun and serious work, but we can sing some bhajans in full love and devotion and fun. Am I feeling good enough now to sing? Or Vinati sing? Vinati sing? हमारी विनती सुनिए.
विनती सुनिए नाथ हमारी, विनती सुनिए नाथ हृदयेश्वर हरि हृदय बिहारी मोर मुकुट पीतांबरधारी विनती सुनिए नाथ हमारी। जन्म जन्म की लगी लगन है साक्षी तारों भरा गगन है गिन गिन श्वास आस कहती है आएंगे श्री कृष्ण मुरारी विनती सुनिए नाथ हमारी। सतत प्रतीक्षा अपलक लोचन हे भव बाधा बिबती विमोचन स्वागत का अधिकार दीजिए शरणागत है नयन पुजारी विनती सुनिए नाथ हमारी। और कहूँ क्या अंतर्यामी तन मन धन प्राणों के स्वामी करुणा कर आकर के कहिए स्वीकारी विनती स्वीकारी विनती सुनिए नाथ हमारी। हृदयेश्वर हरि हृदय बिहारी हृदयेश्वर हरि हृदय बिहारी मोर मुकुट पीतांबरधारी विनती सुनिए नाथ हमारी विनती सुनिए नाथ हमारी विनती सुनिए नाथ हमारी। मेरे तो गिरिधर गोपाल दूसरो न कोई मेरे तो गिरिधर गोपाल दूसरो न कोई जाके सर मोर मुकुट मेरो पति सोई मेरे तो गिरिधर गोपाल दूसरो न कोई असुवन जल सींच सींच प्रेम बेल बोई अब तो बेल फैल गई, आनंद भल होई। मेरे तो गिरधर गोपाल, दूसरो न कोई। जाके सर मोर मुकुट, मेरो पति सोई। मेरे तो गिरधर गोपाल, दूसरो न कोई। तात मात भ्रात बंधु, अपना न कोई। तात मात भ्रात बंधु, अपना न कोई। छाड़ गई कुल की कानी, का करी है कोई। मेरे तो गिरधर गोपाल, दूसरो न कोई। जाके सर मोर मुकुट, मेरो पति सोई। मेरे तो गिरधर गोपाल, दूसरो न कोई। चुनरी के किए टोक, ओढ़ ले लोई। चुनरी के किए टोक, ओढ़ ले लोई। मोती मूंगे उतार, वनमाला पोई। मेरे तो गिरधर गोपाल, दूसरो न कोई। जाके सर मोर मुकुट, मेरो पति सोई। मेरे तो गिरधर गोपाल, दूसरो न कोई। I was listening to a podcast actually, so he was explaining very beautifully about the Narasimha avatar. I have not read much about Narasimha. Of course, we have heard about Prahlada and the story, but not much about the Narasimha, the importance of Narasimha avatar. So in that podcast, he was saying that Narasimha avatar is only one of the 10 avatars who came just for one devotee, that to a child. All other avatars had a wider purpose, like dharma samstapana, or he had a Krishna, Ram, even Matsya, Kurma, everybody had a wider purpose to save the earth or save mankind. But only for Narasimha avatar he came only for one devotee, that too a small young child. And one more peculiarity and beauty of Narasimha avatar is at the same time he had to please a devotee as well as destroy a devotee. In the sense, Hiranyakashipu was also constantly thinking about Vishnu. So in a way, he is also a devotee. In whichever emotion you think, you end up being a devotee finally. But in Ravan and Kamsa is also like that, yeah. So he was saying that even in Rama avatar, to please Shabari, he came at a different time. To kill Ravan, he chose a different time. It was not done together. Krishna avatar also, killing Kamsa was at a different time. Being with Yashoda was at a different time. He chose different times, but Narasimha was so abruptly he had to come. So it is called as Prahlada, Hiranya, Ranjana Bhanjana. So he had to Ranjana means please his devotee, that to a young child, and destroy a demonic devotee also. So it's a very peculiar avatar. So in Bhagavata it is say that if you want Lord to appear before your help, immediately call Narasimha, because he will not take time. He will just come there, because otherwise Ram and Krishna might take some time. That's what he said. I don't know. They have to come in a womb. They have to take birth. They will ask for time. Jokingly he was saying, but Narasimha will just come there. He will not buy time, and at the same time he can be pleasing to you as well as destroying. I found it very beautiful. He was talking about Kamsa also, because in the Krishna avatar, when Devaki was sent to prison by Kamsa, and when he heard about the Ashariri saying the eighth child of Devaki will kill him, he thought, okay, in eighth child we have time. So he was not finicky or obsessed about it. He just sent them to prison and he was relaxing. So God was so compassionate that he wanted Kamsa to constantly think about him, at least in a fearful way. So out of his compassion, he sends Narada to provoke Kamsa that it could be any child. It need not. You don't have to wait for the eighth child. Be prepared. With any child can cause you. Be extra careful. So Kamsa got provoked and he became obsessed and he became so fearful of Krishna that in a way he was constantly thinking about Krishna. So that is called as Bhaya Yoga. In fear, you are constantly thinking about the Lord. So at least through that, let him attain moksha. So God is so compassionate that even he thinks about a devout person like Kamsa or Ravana and gives him moksha. Mahabali. Yeah, that is the Vamaya avatar. So Prahlada talks about 9 ways of devotion. I don't remember everything, but it's one is Shravana. You keep hearing about God's stories, Leelas, and then you attain salvation. So Parikshit is supposed to be like that. And then what is the second one? Nama Sankirtana. There is different. I forgot the order. Sorry. Shravana, then Japa, Pranama. That surrender. Pada Hasta. I can read that. That no better. Yeah, so I'll read it as better. Yeah, so Prahlada gave Navada Bhakti, the 9 ways to offer devotion to God. First is Shravana, hearing about God. Then it's Kirtana, chanting his name and glory. Then Smarana, remembering him. Then Pada Sevana, serving his lotus feet. Then Archana, worshipping him as per the scriptures. Then Vandana, which is prostrating before him. Dasya, being his servant. Sakhya, befriending him. And then final is Atma Nivedan, offering oneself to him. So this Atma Nivedan is supposed to be done by King Mahabali. We celebrate Onam around him only. So he was a Asura king of Kerala. But he was a devotee of Vishnu. Though he was an Asura king, he was a devotee of Vishnu. And he was a very kind and generous king. As a king, he was, as a parent to his praja, he was very generous and kind. Somebody like Karna, he would give anything that you ask. But he had a subtle pride that he is the giver, he can give anything. So Vishnu loves him dearly, but he wanted to get rid of this ego in him. So he came as the Vamana avatar. So Vamana is a small Brahmin boy around 10 years of age. So he came once to Mahabali's court, palace, and for asking for dan. And then Mahabali asked him, what do you want? he says, I want 3 feet of soil. So, and that is he's such a small boy that his foot will be so small. Yeah, it's not the square feet, it's the foot. So, 3 steps. He wanted. So, actually, so then Mahabali, do you are you sure you just want this because you've come to my court? You could have asked for better things, but he said, I want only these 3 feet of soil. Then he said, okay, go ahead and take it. And then he keeps the first foot, and then by the time he grows so gigantic, so big that the 1 foot covers the entire earth. And then by then Mahabali realizes that he is not an ordinary child, he has to be Vishnu. And then second foot, he keeps on the entire Akash, the entire rest of the universe. And there is no space for keeping his third foot. So then Vamana looks at Mahabali and asks him, where should I keep it? Then he says, keep it on my head. Because he really understood why he has come. So, and he bows down. So he keeps his foot on Mahabali's head and he pushes him down to Patal. And then Vishnu gives him a boon that he asks he asks him, do you want anything? And then Mahabali tells him that I would like to meet my praja, my people once in a year. So that's when we celebrate Onam. So this is one example of Atma Vivedan, like surrendering at all levels, completely surrendering.
Namaste Narasimhaya Praladnaddaine Hiranyakashi Purvatsara Shilatankanadana Ito Narsimo Parito Narsimo Yato Yato Nam It's a nice one. Namaste Narasimhaya Praladnaddaine Hiranyakashi Purvatsana Shilatankanana. Gopal Krishna Hari Om. Devaki Nandana Keshava Madhava Devaki Nandana Keshava Madhava Narayana Hari Om. Govinda Krishna Hari Om. Gopal Krishna Hari Om. Govinda Krishna Hari Om. Gopal Krishna Hari Om. Devaki Nandana Keshava Madhava Devaki Nandana Keshava Madhava Narayana Hari Om. Govinda Krishna Hari Om. Gopal Krishna Hari Om. Govinda Krishna Hari Om. Gopal Krishna Hari Om. Govinda Krishna Hari Om. Gopal Krishna Hari Malayali choir is here fully or no? Shilam did it. Long time. Come on, Atmika can take the other one. You have the other one? Everyone knows this one now. You can put the lights on. It's okay, let's sing this one first. Chit chora Yashoda Keva Navaneet chora Gopal Chit chora Yashoda Keva Navaneet chora Gopal Chora Yashoda Keva Navaneet chora Gopal Now you can sing Chilanjiki. You know why we were laughing? Do you know why we were laughing? Easy.
The receiver is off.
Receiver is on. You can't hear?
It's Chilangakati odi odi vayo Ende tamarakannadi adi vayo Chilangakati odi odi vayo Ende tamarakannadi adi vayo Ende pinju varu
Gopala Pavarotti today. Gopala Pavarotti.
Opera.
You heard that? Opera? Pavarotti. Whoever has the mic can keep it into the Krishna Govinda Govinda Gopala Krishna Govinda Govinda Gopala Krishna Govinda Govinda Gopala Krishna Govinda Govinda Gopala Jaya Murali Manohar Nandalala Jaya Murali Manohar Nandalala Krishna Govinda Govinda Gopala Krishna Govinda Govinda Gopala Krishna Govinda Govinda Gopala Krishna Govinda Govinda Gopala Jaya Murali Manohar Nandalala Jaya Murali Manohar Nandalala Krishna Govinda Govinda Gopala Krishna Govinda Govinda Gopala Krishna Govinda Govinda Gopala Krishna Govinda Govinda Gopala Jaya Murali Manohar Nandalala Jaya Murali Manohar Nandalala Krishna Govinda Govinda Gopala Krishna Govinda Govinda Gopala Krishna Govinda Govinda Gopala Krishna Govinda Govinda Gopala Jaya Murali Manohar Nandalala Jaya Murali Manohar Nandalala Krishna Govinda Govinda Gopala Krishna Govinda Govinda Gopala Krishna Govinda Govinda Gopala Krishna Govinda Govinda Gopala Krishna Murali Manohar Nandalala Jaya Murali Manohar Nandalala Krishna Govinda Govinda Gopala Krishna Govinda Govinda Gopala Krishna Govinda Govinda Gopala Krishna Govinda Govinda Gopala Jaya Murali Manohar Nandalala Jaya Murali Manohar Nandalala Krishna Govinda Govinda Gopala Krishna Govinda Govinda Gopala Krishna Govinda Govinda Gopala Krishna Govinda Govinda Gopala Jaya Murali Manohar Nandalala Jaya Murali Manohar Nandalala Krishna Govinda Govinda Gopala Krishna Govinda Govinda Gopala Krishna Govinda Govinda Gopala Krishna Govinda Govinda Gopala Jaya Murali Manohar Nandalala Jaya Murali Manohar Nandalala Krishna Govinda Govinda Gopala Krishna Govinda Govinda Gopala Krishna Govinda Govinda Gopala Krishna Govinda Govinda Gopala Jaya Murali
Govinda Govinda Gopala, Jaya Murali Manohar Nandalala, Jaya Murali Manohar Nandalala, Krishna Govinda Govinda Gopala, Krishna Govinda Govinda Gopala, Krishna Govinda Govinda Gopala, Krishna Govinda Govinda Gopala, Jaya Murali Manohar Nandalala, Jaya Murali Manohar Nandalala, Krishna Govinda Govinda Gopala, Krishna Govinda Govinda Gopala, Krishna Govinda Govinda Gopala, Krishna Govinda Govinda Gopala, Jaya Murali Manohar Nandalala, Jaya Murali Manohar Nandalala, Krishna Govinda Govinda Gopala, Krishna Govinda Govinda Gopala, Krishna Govinda Govinda Gopala, Krishna Govinda Govinda Gopala, Jaya Murali Manohar Nandalala, Jaya Murali Manohar Nandalala, Krishna Govinda Govinda Gopala, Krishna Govinda Govinda Gopala, Krishna Govinda Govinda Gopala, Krishna Govinda Govinda Gopala, Jaya Murali Manohar Nandalala, Jaya Murali Manohar Nandalala, Krishna Govinda Govinda Gopala, Krishna Govinda Govinda Gopala, Krishna Govinda Govinda Gopala, Krishna Govinda Govinda Gopala, Jaya Murali Manohar Nandalala, Jaya Murali Manohar Nandalala, Krishna Govinda Govinda Gopala, Krishna Govinda Govinda Gopala, Krishna Govinda Govinda Gopala, Krishna Govinda Govinda Gopala, Jaya Murali Manohar Nandalala, Jaya Murali Manohar Nandalala. Hare Murari, He Nath Narayana Vasudeva, Shri Krishna Govinda, Hare Murari, He Nath Narayana Vasudeva, He Nath Narayana Vasudeva, He Nath Narayana Vasudeva, He Nath Narayana Radhe 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 Shyam. 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 Radhe 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 Shyam. Radhe 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 Shyam. Krishna Govinda Hare Murari He Nath Narayana Vasudeva. Shri Krishna Govinda Hare Murari He Nath Narayana Vasudeva. 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 Shri Krishna Govinda Hare Murari He Nath Narayana Vasudeva. Govinda Hare Murari He Nath Narayana Vasudeva.
Come in.
He Nath Narayana Vasudeva. Shri Krishna Govinda Hare Murari He Nath Narayana Vasudeva. He Nath Narayana Vasudeva. He Nath Narayana Vasudeva. Govinda Hare Murari He Nath Narayana Vasudeva.
गोविंद मेरो है, गोपाल मेरो है, श्री बिहारी नंदलाल मेरो है, श्री बाके बिहारी. Just give her the mic. Give Mansi the mic. I don't know. You keep. Mansi that. गोपाल मेरो है, गोविंद मेरो है, गोपाल मेरो है, श्री बाके बिहारी नंदलाल मेरो है, श्री बाके बिहारी नंदलाल मेरो है. केशवं कृष्ण दामोदरम् अच्युतं केशवं कृष्ण दामोदरम् रामनारायणं जानकी वल्लभं रामनारायणं जानकी वल्लभं. कौन कहते हैं भगवान आते नहीं, कौन कहते हैं भगवान आते नहीं, तुम मीरा के जैसे बुलाते नहीं, तुम मीरा के जैसे बुलाते नहीं. अच्युतं केशवं कृष्ण दामोदरम् अच्युतं केशवं कृष्ण दामोदरम् रामनारायणं जानकी वल्लभं रामनारायणं जानकी वल्लभं. कौन कहते हैं भगवान खाते नहीं, कौन कहते हैं भगवान खाते नहीं, मेरे शबरी के जैसे खिलाते नहीं, मेरे शबरी के जैसे खिलाते नहीं. अच्युतं केशवं कृष्ण दामोदरम् अच्युतं केशवं कृष्ण दामोदरम् रामनारायणं जानकी वल्लभं रामनारायणं जानकी वल्लभं. कौन कहते हैं भगवान सोते नहीं, कौन कहते हैं भगवान सोते नहीं, माँ यशोदा के जैसे सुलाते नहीं, माँ यशोदा के जैसे सुलाते नहीं. अच्युतं केशवं कृष्ण दामोदरम् अच्युतं केशवं कृष्ण दामोदरम् रामनारायणं जानकी वल्लभं रामनारायणं जानकी वल्लभं. कौन कहते हैं भगवान नाचते नहीं, कौन कहते हैं भगवान नाचते नहीं, गोपियों की तरह तुम नचाते नहीं, गोपियों की तरह तुम नचाते
नहीं. अच्युतं केशवं कृष्ण दामोदरम् अच्युतं केशवं कृष्ण दामोदरम् रामनारायणं जानकी वल्लभं रामनारायणं जानकी वल्लभम्.
Shri
one more? Luciano wants to sing one more?
बात चलने के लिए है तो दूर तलक जाएगी, दूर तलक जाएगी, वापस तो यहीं आएगी। एक कन्हैया याद है कुछ भी हमारी, कन्हैया याद है कुछ भी हमारी, कन्हैया याद है कुछ। अरे जरा बोलो कन्हैया याद है कुछ भी, जरा बोलो कन्हैया याद है कुछ भी हमारी। कहूँ क्या तेरे भूलने के मैं बारी, कहूँ क्या तेरे भूलने के मैं बारी, कन्हैया याद है कुछ भी हमारी, कन्हैया याद है कुछ भी हमारी। जरा बोलो रे कन्हैया, रे कन्हैया, अरे मारे कानू कन्हैया रे, अरे कन्हैया, ओ कन्हैया मुझे याद है वो जरा जरा, मुझे याद है वो जरा जरा, तुम्हें याद हो के ना याद हो, याद है कुछ भी हमारा, कन्हैया याद है कुछ भी हमारी। अरे कहूँ क्या तेरे भूलने के मैं बारी, कहूँ क्या तेरे भूलने के मैं बारी, कन्हैया याद है कुछ भी बिनती। बिनती मैं कर कर बमनों से पूछी, बिनती मैं कर कर बमनों से पूछी, पल पल की खबर तेहारी। बिनती कर कर बमनों से पूछी, पल पल की खबर तेहारी। पैया परी महादेव के जाकर, पैया परी अरे महादेव के जाकर, पैया परी महादेव के जाकर, पैया परी महादेव के जाकर, अभी तो नाम करके मैं हारी, कन्हैया तो नाम करके मैं तो नाम करके मैं हारी, कन्हैया याद है कुछ भी, कन्हैया याद है कुछ भी, आओ हे कन्हैया याद है कुछ भी, आओ हे कन्हैया याद है कुछ भी। हाँ साहब, यहाँ पर वो मजमून शुरू होता है जिसको तसव्वुफ में कहते हैं तनज़्ज़ुलात सित्ता, 6 मकामात का जिक्र फरमाते हैं। खाक परो लोगो इस ब्याहने पर, खाक परो लोगो इस ब्याहने पर, अच्छी मैं रहती कंवारी। खाक परो लोगो इस ब्याहने पर, अच्छी मैं रहती इस ब्याहने पर। अब खाक परो लोगो खाक परो लोगो इस ब्याहने पर, अच्छी मैं रहती कंवारी। खाक परो लोगो इस ब्याहने पर, खाक परो लोगो अरे इस ब्याहने पर, अच्छी मैं रहती कंवारी। मैका में मैं हिल्म रहती थी सुख से, मैका में मैं रहती थी सुख से, मैका में मैं हिल्म रहती थी सुख से। अरे फिरती थी क्यों मारी मारी कन्हैया, फिरती क्यों मारी मारी कन्हैया, फिरती थी क्यों मारी मारी कन्हैया, फिरती थी क्यों मारी मारी कन्हैया, फिरती थी क्यों मारी मारी मैका में। अरे मैका हमारा मैका रे, मैं कौन हूँ और क्या हूँ, मैं कौन हूँ और क्या हूँ, ये रिजवान से पूछो। मैं कौन हूँ और क्या हूँ, ये रिजवान से पूछो। जन्नत के दारोगे का नाम, जन्नत का जो चौकीदार है या दारोगा है, उसका नाम रिजवान है। तो कहते हैं कि मैं कौन हूं और क्या हूं, ये रिजवान से पूछो। जन्नत मेरे अजदाद की ठुकराई हुई है, फिरती में जो मारी मारी कन्हैया, फिरती में जो मारी मारी, फिरती थी क्यों मारी मारी कन्हैया, याद
They are the very famous Kabir singers from Pakistan. What are they called? North India. And see, after listening to this, can people really say there are religions and there are separations and boundaries? It's all nonsense. जय जय राधा रमन हरि बोल, 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 हरे राधा रमन हरि बोल, हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल, जय जय राधा रमन हरि बोल, जय जय राधा रमन हरि बोल, हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल, हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल, जय जय राधा रमन 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 हरि बोल, हरि बोल हरि बोल 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 हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल, Hari Bol, 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 Hari Bol. Hari Bol, 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 Hari Bol. Hari Bol, 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 Hari Bol. Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol. Jai Jai Radha Raman, 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 Hari Bol.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Ram Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare.
जय राधा माधव जय कुंज बिहारी जय गोपी जन वल्लभ जय गिरिधर धारी जय गोपी जन वल्लभ जय गिरिधर धारी जय राधा माधव जय कुंज बिहारी यशोदानंदन ब्रज जन रंजन यशोदानंदन ब्रज जन रंजन यशोदानंदन ब्रज जन रंजन यशोदानंदन ब्रज जन रंजन यमुना तीर बिहारी यमुना तीर बिहारी जय कुंज बिहारी यमुना तीर बिहारी जय कुंज बिहारी जय कुंज बिहारी हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 रामा राम राम हरे 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 कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 रामा राम राम हरे 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 कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 रामा राम राम हरे हरे जय राधा माधव जय कुंज बिहारी जय कुंज बिहारी
श्री गुरु रोज रज निज मन मुकुर सुधार रामा निज मन मुकुर सुधारी बरनउँ रघुबर विमल जसु जो दायक फल चारि तुलसी जो दायक फल चारि दीन तनु जानिके सुमिरो पवन कुमार रामा सुमिरो पवन कुमार बल बुद्धि विद्या देहु मोहि हरहु कलेश विकार तुलसी हरहु कलेश विकार जय हनुमान ज्ञान गुण सागर जय कपीस तिहु लोक उजागर रामदूत अतुलित बलधामा अंजलि पुत्र पवन सुत नामा महावीर विक्रम बजरंगी, कुमति निवार सुमत के संगी। कंचन बरन बिराज सुबेसा, कानन कुंडल कुंजित केसा। हाथ वज्र और ध्वजा बिराजे, कांधे मूंज जनेऊ साजे। शंकर सुवन केसरी नंदन, तेज प्रताप महाजगवंदन। विद्यावान गुणी अति चातुर, राम काज करिबे को आतुर। प्रभु चरित सुनिबे को रसिया, राम लखन सीता मन बसिया। सूक्ष्म रूप धरि सियहि दिखावा, विकट रूप धरि लंक जरावा। भीम रूप धरि असुर संहारे, रामचंद्र के काज सवारे। लाय सजीवन लखन जियाए, श्री रघुबीर हरषि उर लाए। रघुपति कीन्ही बहुत बड़ाई, तुम मम प्रिय भरतहि सम भाई। सहस बदन तुमरो जस गावे, अस कहि श्रीपति कंठ लगावे। सनकादिक ब्रह्मादि मुनीसा, नारद सारद सहित अहिसा। जब कुबेर दिक्पाल जहाते, कवि कोविंद कहि सके कहाँ दे। तुम उपकार सुग्रीवहि कीन्हा, राम मिलाय राजपद दीन्हा। तुमरो मंत्र विभीषण माना, लंकेश्वर भय सब जग जाना। जुग सहस्र जो जन पर भानु, लील्यो ताहि मधुर फल जानु। प्रभु मुद्रिका मिली मुख माहि, जलधि लांघि गए अजरच नाही। दुर्गम काज जगत के जेते, सुगम अनुग्रह तुम्हरे तेते। राम दुआरे तुम रखवारे, होतन आज्ञा बिनु पैसारे। सब सुख लहे तुम्हारी सरना, तुम रक्षक काहू को डरना। आपन तेज सम्हारो आपे, तीनों लोक हांकते कापे। भूत पिशाच निकट नहीं आवे, महावीर जब नाम सुनावे। नासे रोग हरे सब पीरा, जपत निरंतर हनुमत बीरा। संकट ते हनुमान छुड़ावे, मन क्रम बचन ध्यान जो लावे। सब पर नाम तपस्वी राजा, तिनके काज सकल सुम साजा। और मनोरथ जो कोई लावे, सोई अमित जीवन फल पावे। चारों जुग परताप तुम्हारा, हे परिसिद्ध जगत उजियारा। साधु संग के नाम रखवारे, असुर निकंदन नाम दुलारे। अष्ट सिद्धि नौ निधि के दाता, असबर दीन जानकी माता। राम रसायन तुम्हरे पासा, सदा रहो रघुपति के दासा। तुम्हरे भजन राम को पावे, जन्म जन्म के दुख बिसरावे। अंत काल रघुपर बर जाई, जहाँ जन्म हरि भक्त कहाई। और देवता चित्त न धरई, हनुमत से ही सर्व सुख करई। संकट करे मिटे सब पीरा, जो सुमिरे हनुमत बलबीरा। जय 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 हनुमान गोसाई, कृपा करहु गुरुदेव की नाई। जो सत बार पाठ कर कोई, झूठ ही बंदी महासुख होई। जो यह पढ़े हनुमान चालीसा, होय सिद्धि साखी गौरीसा। तुलसीदास सदा हरि चेरा, तीजय नाथ हृदय महाडेरा। पवन तनय संकट हरन, मंगल मूर्ति रूप रामा। मंगल मूर्ति रूप, राम लखन सीता सहित, हृदय बसहु सुरभूप। तुलसी हृदय बसहु सुरभूप। जय जगदीश हरे स्वामी जय जगदीश हरे भक्त जनों के संकट दास जनों के संकट क्षण में दूर करे ओम जय जगदीश हरे मात पिता तुम मेरे शरण गहूँ किसकी शरण गहूँ मैं किसकी तुम बिन और न दूजा तुम बिन और न दूजा आस करूँ मैं जिसकी ओम जय जगदीश हरे तुम प्रण परमात्मा तुम अंतर्यामी स्वामी तुम अंतर्यामी पार ब्रह्म परमेश्वर तुम सबके स्वामी ओम जय जगदीश हरे तुम पूर्णा के सागर तुम पालन करता स्वामी तुम पालन करता मैं मूरख कल कामी मैं सेवक तुम स्वामी कृपा करो भरता ओम जय जगदीश हरे तुम हो एक अगोचर सबके प्राणपति स्वामी सबके प्राणपति किस विध मिलो दयामय किस विध मिलो दयामय तुमको मैं कुमति ओम जय जगदीश हरे दीन बंधु सुख हरता ठाकुर तुम मेरे स्वामी ठाकुर तुम मेरे स्वामी रक्षक तुम अपने हाथ उठाओ द्वार पड़ा तेरे ओम जय जगदीश हरे विषय विकार मिटाओ पाप हरो देवा स्वामी पाप हरो देवा श्रद्धा भक्ति बढ़ाओ श्रद्धा भक्ति बढ़ाओ संतन की सेवा ओम जय जगदीश हरे जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे भक्त जनों के संकट दास जनों के संकट क्षण में दूर करे ओम जय जगदीश हरे त्वमेव बन्धुश्च सखा त्वमेव विद्या द्रविणं त्वमेव सर्वं मम देव